So welcome to part 2 of our rifle stocks. Is your issue with your accuracy? And we finally got to go out and shoot the 308 yesterday. I'm pretty excited about the results, and we're going to share that with you here in a little while. We got all that on video, and I kind of want to talk about this. Stick around to the end. We're going to talk about some of the different stocks and some of the options you can do to accurize your rifles that you're struggling with. If you have a rifle that's giving you a lot of fits, you're having some issues with accuracy, here's some ideas and some things to look at. We're going to go over that a little bit later in the video. So we are happy with the results on our 308, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let's go. So right before we get into some of our shooting footage, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things we were struggling with. So one, we forgot our sandbags, which is horrible. And so we weren't able to run bags or our lead sled or our shooting rest, which wasn't too big of a deal because we had bipods. This rifle has a monopod, which it helped a lot. We didn't have any kind of a rear rest, so we made something up. We were just shooting off a couple of boxes of ammo for our 6.5 Creedmoor with the shirt over it, kind of helped. But we were fighting some stuff. It was really windy, but on top of that, that table, we don't normally shoot off that table. We got out there and realized how rickety that table was when I started shooting. I could lean one way or move another way, and you could see the crosshairs shift a long ways. And the same thing we noticed when we were shooting the 6.5 Creedmoor, we were getting some drift upwards. We were having a lot of issues, so keep that in mind. We got some really good accuracy out of this 308, despite the issues we were fighting. But we want to go back out. We'll probably go back out and do a follow-up video on this a little bit later on, and we'll do it under some better circumstances. We have seen drastic improvement with this 308, but I know we could do even better. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this. All right, here we go. This is part 2 to our rifle stocks video where we talked about stocks being the issue. And we've already put a couple rounds down range. We're going to put a couple more rounds in here. And we'll do a few 3-shot groups with this and with our 6.5 Creedmoor. It has the Boyd stock on it, and we're going to show you exactly what we were talking about. We took a rifle that was way horrible as far as accuracy goes. We're talking 2 to 3 inch groups, and we've cut it way down. I already see with this cheap, we're just shooting cheap steel cased ammo right now out of this 308, and already I got 2 bullet holes touching and another bullet hole less than a ½ inch away. So I'd say our groups are looking pretty good. So we'll shoot a little bit more, and we'll put some good ammo through it, and then we'll talk a little bit about what all we've done and the accuracy improvements we're seeing. Okay, we'll go down and take a look at our groups. This was a cheap steel cased ammo. This was my first group right here, and this is my second. So you can see this is spread over just an inch, and this is probably, and I pulled that shot a little bit, but you can see this is just at an inch. So we're at a 1 MOA with steel cased ammo. That's cheap ammunition. We're gonna go throw some good ammo in it now, and we'll see what we can do. Looks like we're holding right just a little bit too. So we might have to move to the left a little bit. Let's throw some good ammo in it and see what we can do. So we put the 2 groups down there, and they're pretty good. I'm really impressed. I'm actually really pleased. This is a rifle that traditionally has a lot of accuracy issues, and usually it is within the stock, but I've seen all over online and talking to people where these guns a lot of times shoot 3 to 4 inch groups if you're lucky. I've seen some of them won't even group. We're talking pie plate size groups at 100 yards. So with this already pulling about 1 MOA with steel case, that's just cheap steel case garbage ammunition, I'm happy. We're about ready to shoot some 150 grain Hornady SSTs through it, and we're gonna see what we can do, see if we can tighten those groups up a little bit. I'm really hoping for sub-MOA accuracy out of this. The only thing we've done is change the stock. So that's the only improvement we've made. That's pretty impressive to go from one of the cheap junky stocks just to an aluminum chassis, and to watch groups just shrink. I mean, like I was saying in the previous video, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Some of these cheap synthetic stocks that they put on these guns now, they're not designed right. They don't bed the action into the stock like it should. It don't become solid. There's too much flex. It moves around too much, letting your rounds string around all over the place, letting your action move, pointing your barrel everywhere differently when you shoot. So if you can make that real solid and secure with your stock, nothing's going to move. The only movement you have is what little movement might be here on the table or might be coming from you or your shoulder. So the gun's going to be as accurate as it can be. So we're going to take a couple shots. We're going to do a 3-shot group out of this with SSTs. We'll see what we get. These are shooting a little higher. Okay, you can see I got 3 shots here, 2 shots here, and a flyer. So you can see that right there, that's a 1/2 inch. That right there is about 3/4 of an inch. I should have brought some calibers with me so you could see, but this is about 3/4 of an inch from center to center. That is a perfectly triangulated, roughly 3/4 inch group. So with good ammo, and that's the first decent ammo I've shot through it. The other thing else has been steel cased. And so I've got another kind of ammo here too. I'm not sure what they are. I got them with the rifle, so they look like a quality ammo. We're going to try shooting some of those and see how they do. But it looks like I need to come down a little bit and then pull to the left, because I haven't made no adjustments on my scope. We're just shooting for groups. But you can see this right here is impressive out of a rifle that's known for being inaccurate. And like I said, all we did was change the stock, so I'm super happy with it. All right, I got some of these rounds. I'm not exactly sure what they are. They look like reloads. I got this rifle from a guy that I know, and that's how this all started. We did some trading, and I got this rifle, and he gave me a bunch of rounds. So I've got a bunch of these. He said there were some reloads in the box, so we're going to try them out. They're a hollow point. Maybe we'll get even more accuracy out of it. He said, I'm really happy to take this rifle that shot 3 to 4 inch groups out of the box and come down here, and all we did was change the stock out and go to a chassis and watch our group shrink like that. Proves my point that, you know, a lot of these stocks just aren't built well, and not all of them. You know, we've got a Savage Axis 2 and 6.5 Creedmoor that'll shoot under 1 inch groups, you know, easily, just group after group. So the difference is night and day. But some of the brands, I mean, like some of the Ruger Americans are known for having a little bit of stock issues. You got the Mossbury Patriots like this that had a lot of stock issues. One of the other ones was Thompson Center Compass. You know, I have that. I have a Thompson Center Compass here, 6.5 Creedmoor. We talked about that in the last video. We put a Boyd stock on it. I watched the same thing. I watched my group shrink to custom rifle levels. We did a little bit of a trigger job on it. We lightened the spring, so we got it down to about a 2.5 pound trigger pull. Put that Boyd's custom stock on it, and that's all we did. And that gun shoots easily 3/4 inch groups at 100 yards all day long. People pay thousands of dollars to build rifles that'll shoot like that, and sometimes you just don't have to. I mean, the reality is you could put a budget rifle together if it's got the right components, the gun's going to shoot well. As long as the machining is good internally in the rifle, the rest of it should be good. And with the way, you know, modern machining is, it's hard to get that wrong. So not saying they don't from time to time, and quality control can be an issue, but a lot of times when you get a rifle that will not shoot well because of internal issues, you send it back, and a lot of times they'll make it right, whether it's Mossbury, Ruger, or any of them. So just think that's something to think about is, you know, a lot of times if you're having some accuracy issues with the budget rifle, start looking at the stock. There's a lot of good options, from Boyd's custom rifle stocks to MDT chassis to, there's just quite a few options out there in the main line. There's a lot of other chassis systems out there, and it makes a big difference. Your gun will shoot a lot better If you're not having accuracy issues and your gun already shoots MOA or sub-MOA, you might not gain that much from it. Again, you might. If the stock is bedded well into the action, there's not going to be an issue from the stock. But that's the problem with a lot of the modern rifles, is with these composite stocks, them trying to cut costs, they just don't do a good job of building those composite stocks. They tend to be flimsy, and they tend to not bed well. They use thin tabs for holding your rifle lug on your action, which isn't going to secure it. It's going to move around in there. If that action can move at all inside that stock, you're going to lose accuracy. So we're proving that here today too. I'm extremely happy. Let's throw a few more down with these other ones and see how they do. We're going to let this one cool down a bit. We'll throw it back here and let it cool down in the shade for a little bit because it's getting hot. All right, so we got our 6.5 Creedmoor. It's the Thompson Center compass. A lot of the same issues as the Mossberg Patriot. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor. The only thing we've done is lighten up the trigger pull a little bit, and we put this Boyd's custom rifle stock on it. We're going to shoot a few rounds, and we'll do some accuracy tests on it. We'll show you what we got. All right, you can see we shot a group, and it's not that great. My table's a little wobbly, and I'm having a hard time steadying out. I don't have a monopod for that rifle for the rear, and I don't have the sandbags with me. Still not horrible. These two are pretty close. This one was a little bit of a flyer. Next time I'll bring my sandbags with me and show you. I mean, I've shot that rifle quite a bit, and that rifle usually punches 3 rounds right inside that little, right around that red dot. I'm usually a 3/4 inch group, so. Anyway, we forgot the bag, so that was kind of on us on that. We'll have to remember to bring our sandbags next time. As you noticed from the video that we got some really good accuracy out of the 308. It's a huge improvement over what we had originally, and this was the original stock. I'd gone over this in our first parts of this video about the inaccuracy created by how flexible these are. The lugs don't bed very well inside of here. They got these little cheap thin tabs. They tend to bust, they flex, and they don't hold it very well at all. And they sandwich it between some of this cheap plastic in here. This magazine well has just got this piece of plastic in between it and the stock, creating like this binding effect between the plastic. And there's no way it's gonna bed that action like it should. So going to an aluminum chassis was big. It helped this 308 a lot. I mean, we're talking you shrink down from like 4-inch groups to less than 1-inch groups at 100 yards. But you don't have to buy an expensive aluminum chassis. These chassis are a little bit on the pricey side. They're worth the money. But I'm going to set this down because I want to pick up this Creedmoor. So this is my 6.5 Creedmoor, and it's really accurate. We've had really good luck with this. The accuracy is extremely high. I get less than 1-inch groups at 100 yards easily. I don't have to work very hard for it. I've seen 1/2-inch groups at 100 yards with this rifle. And all we did was a little bit of trigger work, and that's one thing I want to talk about. We changed the stock, so we put a Boyd's custom rifle stock. We haven't done any real work to the stock. We didn't really bed the action. We haven't done a lot of that. And we've gotten really good accuracy out of this. So one of the things that, if you're fighting an accuracy issue with some of these rifles, another area to look sometimes is the trigger pull. If you have a heavy trigger pull, you're going to struggle to get accuracy. Even though the rifle is capable of being accurate, you're going to really struggle to get the accuracy out of that gun, because every time you pull the trigger, you kind of have a tendency to pull the rifle if the trigger pull, especially if it's above 3 pounds. You start getting into a 4 or 5 pound trigger, and it gets really hard to pull that accuracy out of that gun. So like with this, we have reduced the trigger pull. I did do a little bit of a trigger job. So we got a trigger spring kit, and there's a few things you can pick up for it on eBay, which we did. And it reduced the trigger pull down to it was less than 2.5 pounds, and I noticed a big difference there. But getting rid of that traditional stock, these guns, the Thompson Center Compass fought the same thing that these Mossberg Patriots do, and that's having a very cheap composite stock that flexes a lot under load. They're not built well. They pump these out of the factory at a high rate, It's more about cost and getting it out to the customer at a cheap price so people can get into entry-level rifles. So these are areas they cut costs, and they have a tendency of being a little bit inaccurate because of it. Some of them struggle. I mean, I've seen some of these, especially these Mossberg Patriots, that won't even hit a pie plate at 100 yards. And so this one was like, it's pretty typical. And so to get down to MOA or sub-MOA groups with it just by changing the stock, that's pretty big. And that shows that exactly what I'm talking about, the flaws in the stocks and the way they flex. And this Thompson Center compass was the same way. I bought this. It had, I don't have the synthetic stock for it anymore, but it was a cheap synthetic stock design, very similar to this Mossberg Patriot stock, and it was not very accurate. We changed out the stock to a Boyd's custom rifle stock, and we went from barely being able to print 3-inch groups, 2.5, 3-inch groups, way down to, I mean, I get half MOA sometimes out of this rifle off of a good rest. So I just really want to put that out there. You know, when you're thinking about accuracy on a lot of these guns, there are some guns that do have some machining tolerance issues, but most of the time that's not the issue. Most of the time the factories have their machines set up well enough and have good enough quality control inspection that most of the machining and the head spacing and everything is pretty good. A lot of it comes from heavy trigger pulls and poor stocks, but I would say 90% of accuracy issues on these cheap composite stock rifles comes from the stock. So if you can change that out into something that you can bed better and it'll lock in there nicely, and you get that action locked into that stock or that chassis really well, you're going to see a heavy improvement, I would say, most of the time. So I mean, we proved that with our videos, these last 2 videos we've done. You know, taking and building this 308 hopefully will help some people understand, you know, you can take the rifle that you got in the closet you've been struggling to get accuracy out of, and maybe put a little bit, like these Boyd's custom rifle stocks are less than $200. So you can buy a stock that's anywhere from, I think they sell sometimes on sale for $99, and they go up to about $189 for most of them. So you can get a stock for less than $200, do a little bit of work to it, maybe bed it, pillar bed it or something like that to lock it into the action really well, and maybe do a little bit of a trigger job. I think I got $20 into the trigger job on this rifle. And this trigger breaks nice and crisp. It's empty, but it's crisp, and it's only about a 2.5 pound pull. So, and I get about the same thing out of this. Now this is the Mossberg Patriot. It has a pretty decent trigger. It's adjustable, and I think I got it down to about 2 pounds, and it don't have much creep. So they had a pretty decent trigger to start with. But I want to end on that note. You know, if you're struggling with a rifle that you have some accuracy issues with, I would definitely think about changing the stock. You know, if it's a composite stock and you're struggling to get good accuracy, buy a Boyd's rifle stock or an MDT chassis or one of these chassis or stock systems and swap it out. Because I can almost bet that's where a lot of it's coming from, on that composite stock. So hopefully this helped y'all, and keep prepping, keep collecting, keep shooting, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If this is the kind of thinking that speaks to you, hit subscribe. I'll be covering gear, prepping systems, homestead tactics, and off-grid survival. Don't get caught off guard. Let's get ready together.